So yeah, it's been a pretty interesting weekend so far. Been a good Labor Day weekend.
I had a fun weekend. Very chill.
It's Sunday, but Friday, and this is kind of something I wanted to do anyway. Went at the end of work. I went to this place that's right by the office. It's called Josey Records.
Mm-hmm.
It's a record shop, but it's also like tons of Blu-rays, DVDs, which the Blu-rays totally
about it.
I've literally bought one of the Matrix sets I bought there because it was just like a good price. Like I'm not, I bought Avatar there on Blu-ray because they had it and it was like $4 and like it looked fine, like the disc,
really?
And I was like, oh shit, how am I? And I don't have it on, like I did, but I think I lost it, so I was like, there's no way I'm not gonna buy
Avatar, like the movie with
the James Cameron,
that was a great movie
for $4, like absolutely, I'm gonna.
I feel like there's like a lot of hidden messages in there that people didn't really get.
The Chronicles of Riddick. The Vin Diesel thing.
Oh shit, I remember that. He's got those backwards blades and like the sunglasses and shit.
About that, but anyway, so they have like that. They have tons of books, which I actually spent.
That's cool.
Yeah, dude, lots of books. Tons of records. Like I mean, like it's a record shop. Like they may have a lot of other things, but they definitely specialize in like records.
Have you been to Hastings? Is it like Hastings?
Dude, it's like a way less corporate Hastings.
Really? That's
so
cool.
Much better.
Really?
Hastings has a lot of like bullshit like action figures and stuff like that, which is cool and you can spend a lot of time in there. But like this shop is about music.
Oh, okay.
And then it has all the other stuff.
Dude, I'd like to go.
It's focused on music for sure. And they have like a stage there. So they do like I've never been to like a live performance there, but we definitely need to go, make it a little field trip.
That would be cool.
Talk to them, you know what I mean?
Vlog the log.
Yeah, vlog the trip. But I've gotten some records there. It's this band Death. They were the first like death metal band. That's kind of like what started death metal. Yeah.
That's badass.
And they're actually like not a super like death metal-y band. Like it's kind of interesting. It's like a long story.
They just started the movement, though.
Yeah, and the guitarist, like singer or vocalist, he's the brainchild of it. It's like his band. His name's Chuck Schuldiner, and he's like part of the reason why I love like Sice and that imagery. I grew up listening to like that. That was one of like the first bands playing guitar that I listened to, and I was like, oh, this guy's like, you can be a genius with a guitar and play heavy fucking music. He died of brainstem cancer.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Brainstem cancer? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was in his brainstem. I could be a little mistaken on that, but I'm like pretty solid because I did just watch another.
That's like the computer cord.
Yeah, and he was just like, he was the guy. He was like the fucking man. But anyway, they had one of their records, and they said that like every time I go there was like, yeah, dude, all the metal stuff just goes so fast. Like we can't keep it like they'll get like 5 or 6 records of something like a new release or something and it's just gone. But they had a death record and it looked so in good shape, and it was actually on one of the few plaques that says please ask for assistance, and I was like fuck. But it was only like $44. So I might go get it.
Nice. Wait, where is this located? Where is this?
It's like near Josie Lane and 635 in Farmers Branch.
Oh, okay. So past Carrollton, but before Dallas type?
Yeah, and it's like right on the edge of Dallas and Farmers Branch, so it might technically be Dallas, but I consider it Farmers Branch.
Dude, that'd be sick.
It's right by my office. And so yeah, they had that, and I just kept looking. They have like a table of posters. They have tons of like memorabilia. That's what's cool. So like they do have like mugs and like they had like Slayer action figures.
Oh, so like trinkets and cool.
Yeah, but it's like music shit, and it's really fucking cool. And then they have shirts like of their own merch. This is where I'm gonna like really like preach about them, because like I've bought a shirt and a hoodie, and they're hands down the most comfortable. Like
high quality.
Yeah, it's the most comfortable hoodie I have.
Oh, nice.
I don't remember how much the hoodie was. I want to say it was like only like 25, 35. I
really?
don't know. I would spend 50 on it. Like at this point, like it's a really nice.
I mean, hoodies get expensive anyway.
And their shirts, like their plain ones are like $12. Their other like big ones are like 22, 25 or something like that. With like, but they're cool shirts. They don't just say like Josie on them, like in Times New Roman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
they just printed it off and screen printed it.
But I spent a ton of time in their book section too.
Really? Okay, you have a lot of books?
Yeah, and it's like and it's organized well, like by
like genre.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so
I'll
they
have to
like
check
tons
that
of-
out.
Yeah, dude, we need to go there.
I need another book. I haven't read a book in a while. The
They
last
have-
one I read was No Beast So Fierce, and I've talked about that before.
Yeah, dude, we could totally go there to get a book.
I'd be down.
I think they also have like CDs too. They have CDs. They have vinyl listening stations. So then you can like take a record and you can like listen there with like headphones, like through their vinyl record.
Really?
Like, it's super sick. It's a really, really dope place.
I was talking to this girl the other day, and she was telling me that she was reading this book called, I think it's called The Flight Attendant, and it's about, like, she just gave me a short premise because because I was like, oh wait, I might want to read it depending on what it's about. And it's about this flight attendant who's like on the plane, whatever, they land, it's like a normal work day. She goes into her hotel, and then she wakes up in bed with, I don't know if it's a pilot or not, but she wakes up in bed with this guy and he's fucking dead.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so she's got to like kind of like retrace her steps and go back and figure out. It's all about how she got there, and that there's like a lot of flashbacks and shit. And I was like, that sounds cool as fuck. That reminds me, for some reason, it reminded me of, what's that horror movie? It's like an older horror movie, Pinhead. What, Hellraiser? Hellraiser.
Yeah,
where he wakes up in a hotel with a dead stripper.
Oh shit.
In the bathtub or something like that.
I haven't watched a ton of Hellraiser because when I watched it as a kid, I was like, oh, this is scary as fuck.
It was cool as fuck. I think I watched
really
it as a senior in high school.
Yeah, I actually haven't watched it as an adult. Like anything over like 12, I think.
It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like ends up, I think he ends up like killing himself at one point, and then like he's like, dead, and then he like wakes up and he's in the hotel room with a dead stripper, and he's like, what the fuck, like, because he was just there.
You know what, like I think I heard something about them making a new Hellraiser.
That'd be sick, man.
New Hellraiser Judgment official trailer 2018. Okay, so that's not a new one.
Maybe not.
Oh wait, Hellraiser being rebooted by Spyglass with David S. Goyer writing. Okay, so none of that doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know what any of that.
You know how many times I've seen a new Mortal Kombat movie trailer or something like that?
There is an ad that just popped up of the exact $5 piece of software I bought last night on a different computer. So that's interesting.
Weird. Dude, they have ears. It's Skynet.
Yeah, for real.
You think it's Skynet?
Dude, you know what? Terminator is so underrated, I feel like. I think it's forgotten about.
Yeah, because, people forget about it for sure.
That's a very realistic premise. Like, like the machines, and they're just like, oh, well, fuck this shit. And the time, like all of it, I just think is just like.
I think the time travel would be a little harder, but even
that's the most
far-fetched idea in that. But I mean, like, what is he? A cybernetic. I am a cybernetic organism. Right. Tissue under the skeleton.
You know what? She's never seen it. We need to watch it.
That's fucking crazy. That and The Predator. If you haven't seen The Terminator or The Predator, I think you need to get over yourself and just watch it.
I think the best Predator is the second to last one they made with Adrian Brody, where they're like kidnapped and thrown on a planet.
They're on the planet with the Predators.
That's my favorite.
That
Predator.
One's sick. Also because of the graphics and the way they were able to.
And it's pretty like.
If they remade and remastered the first one and gave the Predator more screen time,
and it didn't look a little as ridiculous.
Yeah.
Also, Alien versus Predator might be the best. Also, another best like Predator movie.
That was sick. I like that one a lot. I was a kid when that came out, like 5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so awesome.
Okay, well, the Terminator Anthology Blu-ray set, because gotta get it on Blu-ray, is $38.
What does that include?
1, 2, 3, 4. So, oh my god, there's 4 fucking Terminators.
I haven't seen the 4th one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and to be honest, like the 3rd one, you could tell me anything about it, and I'd be like, I guess that's right. I don't know.
It's the one with that girl. They make a girl, and they're not the
Rise of the Machine. Okay, I guess I haven't seen it, to be honest. So I've only seen Terminator 1 and 2.
She's kind of hot.
I grew up watching like 2 over and over and over again on VHS.
I want to say that back when the third one came out, they were like giving Arnold Schwarzenegger shit because he condoned violence against women, and he's like, "She's a fucking machine in the movie. She's not a woman.
She's like,
she's trying to kill you, and I'm trying to save you."
Yeah,
in the
she's
movie.
a cybernetic. Like that's so funny. So the Terminator, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, and then Terminator Salvation. That's the one with Christian Bale, where he's like
Terminator Salvation.
Yeah.
He's in that?
I'm
Damn, now I really wanna watch
85%.
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm 80. Whoa, there's
there's
another
Rambo.
one, Terminator Genesis. What the fuck is this? The fuck is this? Another one that's not in the Blu-ray set? And it came at that's
5?
bullshit. So there's fucking 5.
Okay, well, I feel bad for saying that that the fans need to get over themselves and watch the movie because I haven't even seen half of them. I guess,
and honestly, this is like a fucking community college course in hours. At this point, like we're up to the fucking 80 fucking hours. Not really, but like a lot.
Yeah, like if they're all 2, 4, 6, 8, like 8 or 10 hours.
Yeah, that's multiple weekends. Yeah, and then at that point you're done. Yeah, just watch the second one. Maybe that's the best one.
Second one's dope.
But
you need to see Arnold Schwarzenegger as a bad guy too.
That's true.
Because he's a good bad guy. I'll be back.
You know what though? If I was like super sick and I couldn't go anywhere for like 3 days, this would be like the best thing to just like binge.
Really?
I feel like.
Dude, last time I got sick, okay, so like I'm not a super anime nerd, but I'm kind of an anime nerd.
You're a little bit. Way more
a little
than
bit.
me.
Yeah, way more than you, but like
my anime
also
stops at Pokemon.
Really? Okay, well I watched
basically.
Pokemon when I was younger, and then I watched Dragon Ball Z and Yu Yu Hakusho. So those are the ones that I mainly watched. Yu Yu Hakusho is probably one of my favorites. It compares with Dragon Ball Z just because Dragon Ball Z has like a lot of waiting and gibberish.
The pacing
yeah,
is
the pace.
way...
You're like, dude, you could have done this in way
there's
less
memes
episodes.
about it.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's one of the reasons. That's one of the downfalls of Dragon Ball Z. And then Yu Yu Hakusho is about like demons and like tournaments and stuff. And I like that a lot. But anyway, last time I got sick, I don't know what I had. A deathly illness that I got over. But anyway, I watched this anime called Tokyo Ghoul.
Ooh, I've heard of it.
And it wasn't funny at all. Okay. It was super serious.
Not about
and it was about like in the world that they lived in, there are ghouls that look just like humans, except they have to eat. They can go out in the sun. They can, but they have to eat humans to live. And there's like a society of humans and a society of ghouls, and then this guy, I don't know what he does. I think he gets like bit or some shit like that, and he becomes like half ghoul, half human. He's got one ghoul eye and one human eye. So he wears an eye patch. And it's actually very fucking sad. Oh. And like very intense and super good graphics. But
so you watched it while you were sick, feeling bad.
Yeah, I binge watched that. So if you ever looking for some good anime,
I binge watched like when I was like sick is when I had the really bad eye infection last year. And I was out for like weeks, and I watched The Killing on Netflix.
Oh yeah, my sister told me about that.
It was so fucking good. I watched the whole series. Yeah, I couldn't see it really because like my eyes.
I only saw half of it.
I was really about it. Also, I just counted how many tabs I have open.
Jesus, 1, 2, 3. What, you counted?
Yeah, I have 31.
God damn, that's one for every day of the month.
But they're all like different things I'm like doing and researching. Like here's like our website, and then here's the design site, and then this is the camera research.
Amazon.
And then the Amazon, and then this is some audio software. So they're all like in like segments. It's literally all the things that are on my mind I have tabs on at all times.
In reality, in the internet
even
world.
at work. So like these tabs are almost mirrored at work.
That's funny.
And so like that's just how my brain. I like having a Google Chrome like page of everything that I'm thinking.
Well, I guess it'll help you stay organized and like kind of keep it on your mind, sort of. Like, I forgot about that. I got to get back on that. I can
just like keep going back to it. Yeah.
While you were scrolling and looking up movies, though, I saw Rambo. You said you watched Rambo this weekend.
Well, yeah, I watched, and I think it's like the second to last Rambo. Okay, 32 tabs.
Well, I was going to say I saw Rambo on there, and right next to it, I saw what we watched yesterday, Good Boys.
Oh yeah.
I think that's kind of funny how
Yeah.
everything we're
That's
saying
funny.
is popping up.
Yeah. I watched Rambo, not the new one that's coming out because obviously it's not fucking out yet. But it came out a few years ago. It's the one that if you've ever watched Parks and Rec, there's a scene where there's like a campaign party for Leslie and the TV's not working. So Andy is just like acting out movies
Oh
for
my
like
God.
these people, and he acts out like the whole movie Rambo.
Wait,
but
I think I remember vaguely seeing that
Yeah,
episode.
and
I haven't
it's, like,
seen Parks and Rec
the
in so
newer
long.
one where it like takes place in Burma, like where there's like a civil war. These like Christian missionaries are like trying to change it, but then they get like kidnapped, and then he's got to fucking save them and like all this shit. And it's super gory and bloody, dude. Like,
Really?
I watched it Friday night, and I was just like, oh, this is a cool, because I was like basically by myself all night, and I was just like, oh, this is like a fucking, like, these guns are blowing people apart. Like, dude, it was gory as fuck.
Is Sylvester Stallone still jacked as fuck?
Dude, he was jacked.
Click on his picture right there on cast. I think he's like 50 something, isn't he?
Oh, dude, no.
No,
in
actually, he's like way older than that.
60s, bro. He's
73?
73. Fucking
Jesus Christ.
Dude, he was. So this was just a few years ago when he was in his 60s, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. This Rambo I watched, and because it's like really current. Dude, he is fucking jacked
he's
in that
old
movie.
and jacked.
I mean, it's a lot of like science being pumped into his veins for sure.
Oh, 100%. There always has been.
But there's so much science that's being put into him.
And when we say science, we mean steroids.
We mean steroids. Honestly, though, probably a lot more. That might be the lowest amount of things he's taking. There might be like so many other like high tech where they're like steroids. We don't do that anymore.
Oh yeah,
we've
steroids.
moved on to this genetic pill that like,
exactly
changes your muscle fiber structure. I don't know. They're like steroids. That's
a thing of the past. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, dude, look at him right here. 72
Dude,
years old.
70. Well, he's 71 in that picture.
71 years old in that picture.
But he's fucking yoked.
I will never be that big in my entire life.
Well,
That's
first, I mean,
so
he is a
much
genetic.
math.
He's a genetic freak for sure. I mean, he's
Yeah.
a big dude.
I'll never be that big.
But holy
I'm okay
shit!
with that. Also, that's a lot of weight to carry around in mass. But also,
I wonder if he still has sex.
dude, he probably has to. Just
yeah,
'cause,
there's
like,
too much testosterone to like carry.
Like
yeah.
his heart might stop if he doesn't pump.
Yeah.
Like pump if he doesn't.
But like, does all his like
6 times a
hardware
day.
still work? You know, like
I mean,
it's like, especially
what if-
with like taking steroids back in the day and whatnot, because he definitely did.
That's true, but he's probably on some like new like fucking Viagra type shit that's
True.
like for his heart to pump blood to all his muscles, and then it's also like
Including his cock.
including his cock. Yeah, that's
Damn.
actually because I mean like cyclists take Viagra, you know, and like
Why do they do that again?
because it just
Why
helps
is it-
with
'cause
circulation.
it just helps with their circulation.
Yeah, it
and
helps with circulation and like
Then they got
that's
a
what
raging
it was
boner
like
for 4 hours.
It was like a heart medicine when it was designed, and then they're like, oh wait, this gives you
You're like,
fucking
whoa.
hard on. Yeah. We'll
This
make a
gives you
lot more
fucking
money
hard-on.
with that. Let's invest in that.
Oh my
is
God,
great.
that's
Like
hilarious.
hearts, who cares? But dicks.
In wrestling in high school, there was a guy who dropped a Viagra or gave a Viagra in like his water, and he drank it and ate it or whatever the fuck, and he's walking around in a singlet. He's like, dude, I can't get rid of this boner. Like, I don't know why. And you have boner time in wrestling. You have 5 minutes to get rid of a boner if you get a boner in a match.
Why? That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Why do
it's
you get
crazy.
boners in matches though?
I don't know. This is before everybody was gay, I guess. I don't know. So
It's one of those fear boners or like excitement boners.
I've
You're
never
like-
had a fear boner.
It's from
I've
It's
never been
Always-
so
I'm pretty
scared
sure
that I'm
that's from-
fucking hard.
I'm pretty sure fear boners from It's Always Sunny. Let's Google fear boner. Oh, The League. From The League.
Oh, The
Yeah.
League was pretty funny.
Yeah.
God, that guy's
Last
so
couple
ugly.
seasons were just like, what athletes can we put in every fucking scene?
Yeah.
It was
It
ridiculous.
was a little ridiculous. The first season was hilarious.
Yeah.
That guy Ravi is my favorite. That
Yeah.
criminal
So yeah,
brother-in-law.
that's where fear boners from. What were we talking about, dude?
Yeah, wrestling boner time.
Yeah, but before wrestling boner time?
Oh, Sylvester Stallone being able to have sex.
Oh, Rambo. Okay, Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, dude, the movie was seriously sick. Like, it was like ridiculous action movie, but it was way over the top. But
Is it just a guy movie though? It's like, no, girls
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be into it, right?
No, I mean,
Unless
no.
they're metal as fuck.
I mean, it was just a lot of like shooting bodies and the special effects to make those things blow up
That's pretty cool.
in different
guys.
ways. Yeah, I was pretty into
Yeah.
it. Yeah, to be honest, I was like, oh shit.
A movie that everybody could watch would be Good Boys.
For sure.
That
unless
was
you're
so
7
funny.
years old.
Yeah, well, I mean, then you'd be like, dude, this is my life.
Yeah,
I totally get what these kids are going through.
Night. It's premiere weekend. I
Yeah,
think.
no spoilers. Let's not spoil anything from it.
No.
It's not a movie to spoil anyway. It's not
It's
like there's a
Stranger
huge-
Things without anything scary
Yeah.
and rated R. Like hard R.
Yeah, it's
These
just
kids
everything.
are foul-mouthed.
Everything that you thought as a kid, plus new age stuff like technology and
Yeah,
like, you know,
they're
like,
fifth graders who just went into sixth grade.
Right, they're just in middle school.
2 weeks in or some shit.
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
gonna go to a kissing party because
Yep.
the main character out of the Beanbag Boys,
Beanbag Boys is their crew.
and the reason why they're called Beanbag Boys is because they have
beanbags.
beanbags.
That's it.
Yeah.
And he's gonna go. The main one of the middle ones got invited by the cool kids to a kissing party, and so then just a whole night of chaos to get to that party.
To get to that
happens.
party, and they don't know how to kiss. And
Yeah, so a lot of just fucking shenanigans.
a lot of shenanigans.
But
There's these two.
It's really accurate. I feel like.
Oh, super! Yeah, I mean, like it gets a little extreme.
I'm pretty sure it was
but
written by Jonah Hill.
It doesn't get
It's-
too out of hand
Right.
at any one point. I
No.
mean,
I mean,
maybe a
there's-
little bit. Yeah, maybe a
Yeah, I don't
little
know.
bit.
There's a couple parts.
There's a few scenes where you're like, okay, that would never happen. But also,
Right.
like, I mean, it's
fun.
not like.
It's not
It's not
Fast
like-
and Furious.
Yeah, it's not the Fast and Furious. It's not like
Yeah,
these
it's
kids
not-
are jumping from cars to cars.
Yeah,
or
they're not like riding their bikes over like a fucking mountain,
doing
like,
any huge jumps or anything
yeah,
like
and
that.
like,
It's
oh, he
not
did a
like-
backflip. No.
Yeah.
But it's a really good movie, dude, and it was a good experience in that theater. Like nobody was talking,
Everybody would laugh at the same time. So
Yeah.
you know, nobody was like being annoying
nobody
or
smelled.
yeah.
That's a big one. It really sucks when you're by someone who smells.
You were sitting between me and Hannah though.
Yeah, that's true. But there was people all around us.
Yeah, I was on the aisle though.
Yeah, that's true.
We got good seats. I think.
yeah.
I think I enjoyed the entire movie. I
Yeah.
didn't know those seats reclined
wasn't
until you clicked
super
that button
long.
for me.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
was just
We
like,
were
oh
just
shit,
sitting there, and I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
fucking
"Oh
lay
wait,
down.
these were reclined." So then I just reclined. Isn't that funny? I reached over to yours before my girlfriend. I
was like, "Oh,
lowered
fuck yeah.
down your seat." 'Cause
Hell
you were
yeah.
like, "Oh shit!"
Just cheering as
But
I'm
also,
going
I couldn't
down.
reach hers because it's on the right. So it's like,
Oh, true.
I'd
Yeah,
have to,
you'd be like,
lean over.
"Excuse me, let me reach right over you."
Yeah, and then she'd be like, "I could just do that."
Yeah,
But I was
I
like,
had
"No,
no
I'm gonna take
idea,
care
so
of
I'm
my
just like,
bruh."
oh, "Where am I going?"
Bruh, recline, bruh.
Yeah, so Good Boys. If you want to see a fucking hilarious movie,
It really was fucking good.
get in there and watch
really
it because it was
a
so
great,
good.
Great movie.
Then we got ice cream after that, right?
We did.
Yeah.
We went to Beth Marie's, got ice cream. That was good.
I haven't had
cream,
ice cream like that in
cookies.
forever.
Also, though, I feel like their selection was a little lacking.
Yeah, I wanted chocolate chip cookie dough. And
Yeah,
he's like,
they
yeah, we
just
don't have
had-
it tonight. And I was
they-
like, what do you mean?
All they had was like lime and like bright, just sugar flavors. They didn't have anything original. Like,
To be honest, when I was like, can I get chocolate chip then? They were like, yeah, sure. And then they gave me chocolate chips. So the ice cream was chocolate instead of
Yeah.
vanilla. And I was like, no,
that was one of the scoops I got as a resort because I was like, I don't want these weird sherbets and like.
Yeah, I don't like sorbets and sherbets and
Yeah,
shit.
I was just and like I like that. Like if I'm gonna do multiple scoops, maybe one scoop be a wild card.
See, I'd just like someone else like you to get a wild card and be like, hey, give me a bite of that. Let me try that.
Yeah, see,
I'm
I
not-
don't
yeah, I'm
ever
not.
share. That's the point.
Yeah, but see, I'm not.
No,
my
but
point
I
is, you know, I'm just
for
like,
sure.
I would want a bite to see what it tastes like and be like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't get that.
Yeah,
That's how I am. I know what I like.
that's funny.
I should have
Yeah.
got that praline one.
See, I was thinking about that, but I also just I don't know. But it was good. But yeah, we had ice cream after the movie, which it was nice. To like that place fucking open till like 10 or 11 or some shit.
No, probably 11 because we got out at 10 something.
Oh yeah, we got out at like 9:50, and so like yeah, we went up there and it was. 11.
We were there for like 15 or 20 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, I worked out hard that day too.
Really? Yeah. What'd you do? Squats,
real hard. Squats, bench, incline, barbell rows, like bent
Okay.
over from the floor,
Mm-hmm.
rows, and then I did some core stuff. I did some triceps, some biceps.
So full body.
And then I was like, how after all that, I was like, how fast can I run 2 miles and hard? And I did all of that fasted too. So I did the workout fasted, and then I did the run fasted.
See, I can't lift too fast.
It wasn't.
Like, I mean, like, well, actually, the definition of fasted is just not having anything in your system besides maybe caffeine and water.
Yeah,
but
that's all.
I mean, like,
damn right, I had to sell pre-workout.
You know what? In fact, I think I'm gonna pop myself open right now. Ready? 3,
the fact
2,
that it wasn't
1.
is a sin.
Yeah, but if I chug a bunch of caffeine before this,
that's
sometimes true. I'm like, oh my god, I'm sweating my ass off now.
That's true.
I'm all clammy and
you're on like a leather chair. Yeah. But so I did that workout. Dude, some fucking guy who was just like jacked as shit, right? He's like 40, early 40s, jacked as fuck. He goes in there and I think he takes a shower or something, but then he just like sprays himself with like oil or like this tanning thing. He comes out and he's like oily and like shiny, but then the whole locker room smells. Everything's like sticky.
Yuck.
Like, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, what do you know anything that
about gym etiquette?
Well, I'm asking you, like, is there something that, like, because this dude is like legitimately like this is the main focus of his life. Like, he's jacked as fuck and he's working out specific workouts. But is there some kind of like oily shit that people do to like engage their fucking?
Did he do it before or after?
Yeah, no, before his workout.
I mean, it could be just for aesthetics.
Yeah, I mean,
just
he was wearing
straight up be like
wearing a tiny tank top. There was 7 people in the gym.
That's awesome,
dude. It was fucking great.
There were more people at the open mat that I went to in like Highland Village, Flower Moundish. That's more like Highland Village, Louisville.
Dude, they're right next to each other. Mm-hmm. The gym I work at is right across.
It's like off of 407, like right by Goody Goody Liquor.
Selmeyer.
If you know where that is. Off Selmeyer. Dude, the guy sounded like you yacked.
Dude, that was so loud, and I was so far away from the mic.
The turnout was amazing, dude. There was like probably an equal amount of Brazilians to Americans.
I saw the picture. That was a big turnout.
Yeah.
Dude.
Okay. So I went into those open mat, and like it was just the normal people that are usually there for class, and there's like like any gym is. There's like a lot of white belts, and as you go up, the amount of belt rankings declines as you get higher. So like, there was a couple blue belt, or like in the normal classes, there's a bunch of white belts, a couple blue belts, maybe one purple belt. The brown belt sometimes shows up, and then the coach is obviously a black belt with his assistant who is also a black belt. That guy was on the Brazilian wrestling team, and he's a fucking beast. Anyway, do you know who Buchecha is?
Yeah.
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
Yeah. One of the coach's students that he's been training since he was like 9 has defeated Buchecha.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
And he came to the open mat, and Formiga was like, have you met Joao? His name's Joao. Was Joao Rocha? But that's how you would say it in English. I think it's Roja. Or something like that in Portuguese.
Yeah.
Portuguese. It sounded like, dude, I'll tell you that in a second. Anyway, so he's like, have you met Joao? And I was like, no. I was like, and he's huge.
I was my next question, well, is like my fucking
yeah.
I was literally about to be like, what's the size on this guy?
Dude, yeah, I know, right?
I mean,
dude.
Also, if you've rolled with Buchecha, like, he's a big fucking guy.
Yeah, he's like 6'40". Motherfucker's big. And they weigh like 235.
Definitely.
Something like that. And these guys have abs. Like, these guys are solid as fuck at 235.
Yeah, definitely.
Big dudes. Definitely. Shredded. And I was like, no, I've only seen him on TV. He's like, well, come with me. And, I went over there and, like, introduced myself. He's like a big-ass kid until he steps on the mat.
Yeah.
And then he's like...
That's how a lot of those Brazilians are, dude.
Yeah. And then it's go time.
Yeah.
And so I met him. There were a couple other black belts and brown belts there, and I was the lowest rank because the mat was split into people that train with the gi and people that do no gi. And for people that don't know what jiu-jitsu is really, or what a gi is basically that karate suit that people wear with the pants and the coat and the belt.
Yeah.
So I was doing it without that. I was wearing a compression shirt and then like gym shorts,
Yeah.
And so you can't grab the fabric or anything. It's more like wrestling. And so I'm a blue belt, and I was the lowest rank there. There was like 3 purple belts, 2 brown belts, and then like 4 or 5 black belts.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
dude. And I think my wrestling is what kept me alive.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I was shooting takedowns and whatnot. I mean, I shot a takedown.
Your wrestling background helps a lot with survival, in like the survival scramble.
Yeah, the survival scramble for sure. Yeah, because there was a lot of scrambles.
Where,
and
like, you might be getting dominated, but you're like, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, fuck that. Like, it's a little bit fear induced, but that's a good thing.
It was. I was definitely. Yeah. And see, it was fear induced.
Yeah,
I'm a big
fan of rolling when you're scared.
And people were like, "Dude, you're fast," and I'm like, "No, I'm really not a fast guy."
You're like, "I'm fast right now."
I'm fast right now because I'm frightened. I'm scared, and these are just techniques that I've done over and over and over and over and over.
So programming is executing so fast right now.
Yeah, exactly.
The code is just being entered.
Yeah, the code is like, oh my god, you got to get out, sit out,
execute.
Exactly. And so I shot a takedown on one of the guys from the Brazilian wrestling team, and I got a single leg on him, and like I was holding it, and dude,
like his
defense. Dude, I had the single leg, like I had it completely, and I couldn't finish because his defense was just so insane, dude. Just like. And he's just like this, like his face is like...
He probably saw the shot.
Yeah, and he let me get it.
Yeah.
But dude, like what was going on in my mind, I was like, single leg, okay, I got it. Oh my god, I got it. I can't believe I got it. Okay, ready, execute. Like, oh, dude, he's so strong. Where's his power coming from? He's not even...
You're thinking in Dragon Ball Z, right? In like the pacing of the show.
Yeah.
That's how you're thinking, and he's thinking in...
Bro, he's like this.
He's waiting for you.
Yeah. He's like, oh my god, this guy's about to shoot. Good. Oh, he's in the process of shooting. Wow, he hasn't got to my leg yet. Oh, okay, now he's on my leg.
And then he's thinking, he's like, if only he did this.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It was crazy.
Like waiting for you to do something.
And I went with this brown belt, and I mean, some of them pull guard, but they'll pull guard and then they'll spin underneath you. So you're like, where the fuck did he go? Like,
oh yeah,
so you're falling over them and shit. And so it was a great experience. There was this purple belt that I went with. I shot a single leg on him. His legs were about the size of the Hulk's.
Oh, okay.
He was
so just
thick boy.
Thicky boy.
Thick boy.
Thick boy. He was throbbing.
Probably 215 throbbing hard.
Throbbing thighs.
Yeah. No, and his calves, bro. His calves were bigger than my thighs.
He was a CT, a calf throbber?
Yes. Dude, CT calf throbber.
Calf throbbing.
And, man, I forgot what he did, but he had an overhook on me and I had an underhook, and I just was like, fuck it. And I punched toward the sky, punched in the air, and his arm went forward. And so I got behind him, and he's, running, and I think he thought I was going to give up, and I didn't. And I, slung him around, trying to hold on to him. He's trying to break my hands apart, tried to trip him. He's stumbling.
Yeah.
And then I spun and just stuck my leg out from behind his ankles, and he fell, and I got behind him. And some of the Brazilians were like, oh, and I was like, oh, dude, they're talking about me. Wow, hell yeah. It was pretty motivating. But yeah, I found myself sitting in the middle of those guys after practice, the Brazilians.
Yeah.
And it sounds like French Spanish. It sounds like
for sure.
It sounded like a blend of French and Spanish together, and I was like trying to like look at their lips and pick up on a few words, and I picked up on like maybe 3 words, maybe. And they talk with their hands a lot, and they talk super fast. And I was like, I can't even articulate or like figure out what a word. Like, I'm listening to them. I'm like, I don't know how to spell what they're saying right now, at all.
Like you're like, yeah.
So
it's are you using the same letters?
Yeah, exactly. Are you using those Russian letters, like that weird backwards R and shit like that?
Do y'all have different rules about syllables and shit?
I know, right? But they're really animated, and they talk like this, and and I mean, that's just gibberish coming out of my mouth. But that's what I mean, dude. It's like it flows off their tongue so insane. It sounds like someone's speaking Spanish with a French accent.
Right. No, definitely.
But that was really cool to be a part of, and they were all really friendly. There was one who was like, he was older. You could tell he was like 40 or something like that. He was a black belt though, and he was killing it. But
how many black belts did you probably say that there was there?
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's a good
4 black belts, and then a brown belt. Yeah, just 1 brown belt that I can think of actually.
Okay.
2 purple belts, and it was kind of cool because they were wearing what do you call it? their rash guard, like their compression shirts.
Yeah.
And they all sort of had the same one going on. Like, you know how the Hicks MMA one? You know how the Hicks MMA one has the gold sleeve here and then the rest of it's gray and then it's got the yellow highlights? Well, like, depending on their belt rank, like the purple belts were wearing those, but they had a purple sleeve.
Right.
And then
they have a purple bumper sticker. And
yeah,
then they have a
they've
purple
got
keychain.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they have a purple hat.
Just purple accents, like nothing. They're not wearing purple pants or anything, but yeah. And then the
they
brown
have a purple
belt
tattooed on their wrist, right above a blue.
The brown belt has like collar of his rash guard was brown and the lettering was brown, so it was like real subtle, but you're like, okay, there's that guy a brown belt, or like, you know, does he like the color brown? I thought it was
right.
cool.
You're like, is that in decoration, or like, do you actually have
they decorate that on purpose? Or but yeah, it was a great experience, dude. My parents, you know, I've been there training, you know, just don't do a lot of their techniques, but go to the open mat type deals and stuff, and like been spending time there. And because of schedule conflicts and getting the house, I haven't been over to go to my original gym.
Right.
And
this one's like so close. It's literally
4 minutes, maybe.
If that.
Yeah.
4 minutes simply just because of like the slow speed limit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
If it wasn't through, and you just drive through a neighborhood.
Right. I go down Highland Village Road, go down Selmeyer.
Yeah.
And when I say go down Highland Village Road, I turn on there for like 8 seconds.
Yeah, it's so close.
I just go down Selmeyer from the lake.
I love having the gym I lift at. Like, it's literally, I can stretch at home 20 minutes, and then it's a 4-minute drive. Literally, actually, only 4 minutes for me. And then I get there, and I just do like one little minimal more stretch just because I was just sitting down for a second. But then I'm like, I'm good. I walk in, I go pee, put my stuff up. I start lifting. One
of my favorite things about being at this place is it's not fucking cold. You don't walk into the gym and you're like, it's freezing in here.
Dude, that's my one complaint.
That's how people get hurt.
That's my one complaint about this gym, is that it's cold.
Oh, it's cold in there?
It's cold in there.
Oh, I don't like that.
The guy hates it. And I'm like, dude, I hate it. He's like,
Which guy hates it?
One of the guys that works there. Yeah, because I've talked to him. He's the one who signed me up. He's probably in his like early 20s. He might even be 19, but dude, he's so fucking jacked.
Really?
Yeah, he's jacked as shit.
Dude, there's this guy. There's this guy at the gym, you know, right across the street, the jiu-jitsu gym. My brother knows him, and I took my brother to that gym and his friend to see what they'd like, you know, see where they wanted to get going and whatnot. And he saw me go in there the other day, and he's not in the advanced class yet. Hey, this motherfucker's yoked though.
Yeah,
he's a little 19-year-old kid, and he's bigger than I am for sure. He's jacked, and he's like, "Hey, you're Haas's older brother, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And he's like, "Jordan, right?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, what's your name again?"
You know my name?
Yeah. He told me his name, shook his hand, and I was like, "How many more classes until you get into my class?" And he's like, "Oh, I got probably maybe like 15 or 20 more." I was like, "Oh, okay, so you're halfway there. Like, you're just right around the corner. A couple months, or you know, maybe 2 months, you'll be here." He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm really excited." And I was like, "Oh, great. Well, you know, we'll see you then." Boom, gave him a pound it, and he left. And I was like, "I will crush you."
You're like, I'm gonna
but also,
fuck your world up.
He grappled with my brother.
Ooh.
And like, my brother has like minimal experience. He wrestled and did jiu-jitsu when he was a child, like a kid.
Right.
And so I think it's just that protectiveness. I think I was telling you and Hannah about it last night. I was just like, you know, this guy was just, you know, on my brother. He's not being aggressive or anything, but I was like, oh, that guy's got to go down now. Fucking with the fam. Sorry. And they're like friends and shit. And I was like, my brother thinks that's funny though.
Yeah, that he's okay with him, but you're like, I'm fucking.
Yeah, I'm not okay with someone handling you like that though. So,
yeah,
like unless that guy can handle me too, then he's got a whole nother set of issues to deal with.
That's funny, dude. That's funny.
But yeah, even my brother. I think I told you earlier that my parents had said it, but my brothers have told me that since I've been training more consistently, and been with a different crowd of people, they're like, you're very pleasant to be around. Like I like they like me anyway, you know. I'm not like an aggressive over the top person anyway, but they're like, you're in a bad mood a lot less of the time. In fact, I can't think of a time in the last like 10 or 15 days in which I've seen you in a bad mood. And I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I guess you're kind of right. And things at work have been going very well with my superintendent. He's a very coaching, mentoring type person. And dude, I think I think I thrive in an environment where someone wants to coach. You know, there's a mentor and a student, and not necessarily like a king and a subordinate.
Right.
You know, or a boss and a subordinate.
An open kind of environment. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I feel like I've been learning a lot, both about, you know, my sport, jiu-jitsu, about work, and honestly about myself. Like, I mean, the kind of people that I put myself around, I want to be like. It doesn't matter who I'm around. I'm like, I have a not a drive, but I have a response to like very strong leadership.
Right.
And strong leadership can be negative or positive depending on how they display their qualities.
And also with like a big open mat like that where you're running into like people who are attached to jiu-jitsu in a different manner, like these actual Brazilians, and then one that's a Brazilian wrestler, so then he even has a different outlook on jiu-jitsu than just a Brazilian guy who's like straight jiu-jitsu. Right. He does know wrestling, but then now he's in Texas. So, you know, Texas has its own relationship with wrestling and grappling and jiu-jitsu. So those big open mats with different black belts and brown belts and purple belts, like even if like some of your fundamentals are completely more sound or solid or different or anything like that, you're still getting like such a different outlook and experience with all these different with people who have their own experiences completely.
It's like a different interpretation of the same text.
Right.
And I don't know.
It's a different like groove with like the same dance.
I think exactly. And I think if you want to call it a puzzle, I fit better with this puzzle than I do with my previous one. I think I fit a little better in. And
if growth is happening,
it's almost sometimes they're like, "Hey, do you want water? You know, hey, how you going, man?" And they'll give me like a handshake to a hug type deal, and the good vibes are almost overwhelming because I'm like, wait, I'm not really used to this. Right. I'm not used to this environment, and that's how I was at work before. My current superintendent took over. You know, he'd be like, "Hey, do you need help with anything?" And I'd be like, "No. Why? Am I forgetting something? Something wrong?" You know, like
right.
He'd be like, "No, like I genuinely wanted to know if you needed help with this thing because I didn't know how to do it when I was your age." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he'd be like, "Hey, Jordan, come in here." And I'd be like, "Oh fuck, I'm fucked. And I'd sit down. He'd be like, "Will you read this email and tell me if it sounds good?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" He's like, "Yeah, let's make this email sound good together."
And you're like, "Oh, that's a different experience."
Oh,
okay, yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay,
sure.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I think maybe we switch these sentences around and blah 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 and say this. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's good," and then we can put this in here. You know, he's not dumb by any means, bro. No. He's a very smart guy,
but he's just open to suggestions. And outside interpretations.
Yeah, he told me, he's like, "I'd rather have two minds and four eyes on something rather than just mine." He's like, "It's not my way or the highway. It's my way because this is the way I've experienced it and the way I think it works best." But if he's like, "I welcome challenge. I welcome it. Not just physically, you know, not just physical challenge," because he works out. He's pretty jacked, you know, which when I see someone who's in a leadership role and they're also in good shape, I'm like, "Oh, wow, you take care of yourself outside of this."
That's a different type of leadership, not just someone who's mentally, where you're like, "Oh, well, like you have a different
set of disciplines." You know? And so, I don't know. I'm just really comfortable and really not comfortable because I'm actually not comfortable at all. I'm being pushed. Both mentally and physically, right? But I'm very happy with the circumstances that I'm in right now, and you know they don't last forever, you know. So I think I'm gonna take as much and pull as much and enjoy it as much and appreciate it as much as I can while it's here, so that when the bad times come back, I'll be prepared, I'll be ready, I'll be focused, and I won't, you know, shit out basically.
And a good work environment helps so much with everything because you spend so much time at work. But speaking of like work environment, and when you said earlier you were like, when I was your age, it reminded me of something that happened at work like a week ago or like 2 weeks ago. My shoe was untied, and this like kind of one of my bosses at work was like, "Hey," and he always makes like millennial jokes, you know.
Oh my god, I get so many of those.
Yeah, and so but he said like your age, I was like, "Oh shit, like this guy's talking down," but like in a funny way. And so I went down to like tie my shoes, and he was like, "Hayden, is that how you fucking tie your shoes?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "You do bunny ear?" I was like, "Yeah, I do like the bunny ear loops. Like I don't know any other way to tie my shoes. And then I started to remember, I was like, oh yeah, like most people do like the loop around their finger or some shit. Like I can't do that. Like I can't. I remember being a kid and like telling my mom like young, like I'm tying my shoe like these bunny loops. Other people don't do that. There's like this thing, and she's like, you don't need to know. Like, no, just tie it like that. And so like I always just tie my shoes like, and he started trying to teach me to like
do it the old
other
way,
and I couldn't fucking do it. And he was like, that's the most millennial bullshit I've ever fucking seen. You can't tie your shoes. I was like, they tie almost just fine. They just come undone all the time, but it's fine. Like mine left. So I guess I'm like kind of like not fully capable of tying my shoes.
I can't snap my fingers the right way.
Really?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I can snap.
Ah, dude, it hurts my thumb.
Yeah,
it's from wrestling and all that. Because I used to be able to do it, but now my hands are so like, I mean, they've taken so much impact.
Dude, I can't tie my shoes. You can't snap your fingers. I can barely whistle. And by barely whistle, I mean whistle. Like 1 out of 30.
I have to, yeah. Really?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
I gotta whistle at people like that at work when I'm trying to get their attention.
Yeah, that's probably.
But what was I gonna say? There's this guy. He's like, I think I've talked about him before. Okay, so like he's badass back in the day. He was a military. He's some guy that I work with on site. He's like 65 or something.
Oh, so he's a little Rambo-ish, maybe.
He's a little Rambo-ish. Same like demeanor and build as Coach.
Okay.
Just a little stocky,
big boy,
dense motherfucker with no neck, and he was a military police, and he lost 2 stripes because this guy who had gone AWOL raped a woman that he knew.
Oh, shit.
And then fled to Mexico, and he beat his ass in a bar in Mexico and dragged him back. So him crossing the border, though, he lost 2 stripes. He lost 2 stripes in rank.
Oh, shit.
And they were going to dishonorably discharge him, but because like it was like
an extreme
because of rules, like it was dishonorable, but what he did from a certain viewpoint, this woman that he knows got raped, so he went over there and grabbed that guy who was AWOL anyway from the military.
The military's like, at no point can we like condone anything this guy's fucking done. He's AWOL, and he's AWOL because of these fucking heinous crimes.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Like, it's a kind of a fuck
Catch
this
22.
guy.
Yeah, it's like fuck this guy
100%.
And so they just demoted him 2 stripes, 2 ranks. And but anyway, that's the kind of guy that this guy is. No fucks given. He's been shot in the head, but it grazed the top of his head. This guy's a bad motherfucker.
A cool scar, though.
He's just older now, so he can't do anything.
Right.
And he vapes, and so we gave him a lot of shit. We gave him so much shit.
So funny.
But like,
and you're like, you look stupid vaping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like you're the one doing the millennial bullshit. But
you're the fucking guy.
He'll say some old ass saying, and I'm like, wait, what does that mean? He's like, these damn millennials don't know any of this shit anymore. You're talking about
peaches and wasps.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
We're like, I don't know what you're fucking like. When the nectar of the peach is sweet, the wasp stings twice. And
you're like, what? I don't know what the fuck that means. Is that a good scenario or a bad scenario? I don't think those things are related,
sir. Like,
yeah. And he's like, no, you just don't get it because you're young or whatever. And I'm like, what do you mean? But he'll say some shit or he'll say some word like that or whatever. Yeah. And I'll be like, the other day we were eating together, just team lunch. We were at this Mexican restaurant, and I got these fajitas with this like chili honey glaze sauce.
Oh shit!
And he's like, "What's that? What's what sauce is that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's this and that or whatever." And I dipped it in there. I took a bite, and I was like chewing, and I looked at him, and he's like, "Is it good?" And I was like, "This sauce is fucking dank." And he's like, what the fuck does that mean? He had no idea what I was saying.
And he was like, oh, it stinks?
Yeah, exactly. It's wet, it stinks.
Damp?
Yeah.
is that damp and stinky
together? Dude, yeah, dude, he has no idea. Right? There's like been some other times, but we'll go out to eat and there's only like maybe 2 or 3 of the team out of 6.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, tell us a crazy war story or some shit, and he'll tell us some like crazy story about
and
something
like,
that went
that's on. The plot to Rambo.
Yeah, you're like, wow, you were a hard ass. Now you're old, but and he's always like the other guys on the team give him more shit than I do because I'm not really a shit giver, or a shit talker. And he fought in Golden Gloves too.
Oh.
He was a runner-up. He's like, I got beat by the Tasmanian Devil. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? He's like, this little Mexican boy running around throwing punches, and then he was gone. And I was like, he's like, you look a lot like him. And I'm like, well, I don't want to box you because you're old.
You're like, yeah, I'll shoot a single on you, though.
I know, right? I was like, I'll take your ass down. And he'll ask me about jiu-jitsu. He's like, that's that stuff Steven Seagal does. And I was like, I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just not going to argue with you.
Right.
Yeah, dude, he's fucking hilarious. He's an awesome guy. I told him too once. I was like, he's like, I wore my hat backwards. Sometimes I'll be working and I'll take my hat off and like brush my hair back and I put it on backwards.
Yeah,
because that's how I usually wear my hats. And I'll be in the office by myself or whatever, and then he'll walk into the office and he'll be like, he's like, you look like a thug. And I'm like, wait, why? He's like, that's that hood shit you got in your head. And I'm like, what's a backwards? I was like, a backwards hat. Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
It's not even like a flat bill. Like, it's literally a. Like,
well, I'll wear flat bills to work. Yeah. But he's like, that's that hood shit or whatever. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's just a backwards hat. He's like, he's like, if you go to the bar with your hat like that, they'll kick you out. And I was like, it's not 1930 anymore.
They won't do that.
And I mean, obviously he wasn't born in the 30s, but he's like, man, fuck you,
That's so funny,
because you can joke with them like that. And
they won't kick me out.
I know, right?
They will not do that.
In fact, the bouncer probably is wearing a backwards hat like this too.
Sir, how about we go to as many bars as we can, and you give me $1 per bar until it happens, and like $10 a bar, and you'll be rich.
But he's like, he can make fun of himself and he'll joke around with it too. So it's pretty cool. But when
guys
he told
from
me that
time usually can, like, if they're comfortable and like friends with you, they can like
if they don't have a lot of insecurities and shit,
thick skin and.
But he was like, told me that shit about the bar. I'm like, oh, this isn't the 1930s or whatever. He's like, boy, like one day you'll be old like me and this and that. And I was like, hey, you know what? I was like, I was reading something actually, and it was like, you shouldn't be ashamed of being old because it is a privilege that is denied to many. Many people die before they get as wise and as and as like experienced in life as you. And I was like, you get to pass that shit on to me now. I was like, I get to secondhand get some of those experiences because of you. And he was like, put his hand on his hip. He's like, well, I'll be fucking damned. I was like, God. So he's a funny guy. He's a good guy, and he teaches me a lot.
What if the stories he starts telling you guys like start getting older, and you're like, wait, like you weren't in the Civil War, and he's like fully like telling detailed stories, and you're like, and like he's like just going back and back and back and back, and
he's like Wolverine, been in all the wars.
Yeah, he's been, and you're like, okay, you're recalling details no one's ever talked about.
Yeah, like wait, what?
This is ridiculous.
He was saying something. He's like, blah blah. When first books, he accidentally said something that said when he said something like that, and it sounded like what he was saying. He jumbled up his sentence, and he's like, when books first came out, when I first learned how to read, and I was like, damn, that was before Jesus. And like, everybody at the table starts laughing.
Like, dude, that was some time ago.
Yeah, he's a good guy though. He's badass. He's a badass old fucker.
Would you say he's bad as a mother?
I'd probably say he's bad as a mother.
Shout out to Bad as a Mother podcast again.
Quite.
When we talked about him last episode, the way I brought it up, I was like, speaking of people who get sunburned. Like,
oh my God, yeah.
Talking about Monica. She texted me and she was like, God damn it, Hayden, I spit out my coffee. And like, because I didn't like tell her like that's how I did it. And I honestly completely forgot. And now that I think of it, that's like the most ridiculous introduction, but I love it.
Yeah,
it's so funny. But they're going to be here soon. We're going to be recording an episode.
I listened to that most recent episode that they had. It was pretty good. I liked it, dude. I loved the edit. You're like, this is Hayden, blah, blah. We got to edit some of this stuff out.
Right. But, I feel like...
you can tell that they were about to talk about some shit, too.
Yeah, we can't even talk about it.
Well, yeah, exactly. You're not going to bring it up on here, but you were just like, whoa, what is this about to get into?
We looked at each other like, oh, yeah, we can't. No, it's all right, though. It's okay, though. It got fixed. Everything's good. So yeah, check out Bad as a Mother podcast. They're definitely
fucking hilarious.
Yeah. They're under the Slightly Erect Podcast Network, which hopefully will be growing with different podcasts.
Mm-hmm. So if you have any inquiries,
to handle all production needs. Josey Records again. Definitely going to shout them out again. We will do a vlog there. tag them, everything like that. You
show
guys
you what's up in their shop, because I want to go. I've never been.
Yeah, no,
so
I
I'd
want
like
to go
to
with
see
my
what it's
sister
like.
too. Tons of cool shit. So yeah, Slightly Erect. Hit us up. Engage with us on Instagram, YouTube. Videos should be coming soon, and by soon I mean eventually, and by eventually I mean sooner than later. So not too much later, but pretty soon.
No time frame.
No time frame though. No,
but it's gonna happen for sure.
It's gonna happen. No expectations, but it's gonna happen. Engage with us. We're also on Spotify now. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. I guess we can do Google Play. I don't know. It hasn't really been requested.
Does anybody use Google Play?
Yeah, I don't know. I think most people who use Google, like if you would just use Spotify over it, maybe.
Yeah, I think.
Or
probably.
YouTube. My sister used YouTube Red, so like she gets to like listen to shit. Also, I saw on our statistics. Last thing before we go, we got 2 downloads from France, so that's interesting.
Shout out to France.
So France, if you are the French person, I said France in French, but like super accent.
If you're the French person,
if you're the French person, say something on Instagram. I mean, I don't know how else you would find us. Maybe if you did like genuine, like organically find us. But if you downloaded our podcast from Instagram and any way, and you're from France, I want to just like see.
Yeah, I kind of want to see.
Yeah, I know. I just want to like
follow us so we can follow you back.
Well, I'll tag you.
We'll tag and shout you out from Texas to France.
Texas to France. I don't know how to compare those. So, yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Stay saw, y'all. Stay throbbing.